We are here at Knotfest 2025 with Polaris. How are you guys?
Good, thank you.
Excellent.
Very great. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
More than
to be here.
More than a little warm and sweaty, but
Yeah.
amped up for a good day.
Yeah.
I think it's easier to play in the heat than the cold. I'll say that.
Oh, definitely.
Does less tricks to your body.
Really?
On stage.
Better for the
For-
voice.
I think actually for any instrument really, but for drums and vocals, cold is
Loose, like,
is not good.
body is like already warm and like in a like you're obviously stretching and warming up, but like when it's cold, like you gotta like get really more than you usually do. Have to get your body into the like that ready stage.
For you guys, it affects your vocal cords too, right?
Big
Like
time.
drastically. For me, it's like the weird thing as a drummer, like if it's cold, you can hurt yourself just adjusting a cymbal stand. Like
Yeah.
the cold metal and cold hands, like just trying to turn like a wing nut or something like that, you can actually get hurt. It's so weird. Like, and if you accidentally like I don't know, crap yourself over the knuckles with a stick or rim shot your own finger, it is like excruciating in the cold. So.
Yeah, I could imagine. But the heat also, like I have done shows where I've been running around the heat, like, and it's just,
It's not pleasant.
it's not fun. I just say, I sing a bit and go, oh, that's why I've been hitting the gym. But, I definitely understand, especially Queensland heat. But how's the tour been so far anyway?
I mean, it's very early, but it's yeah.
The Melbourne show was just like I think we're still kind of processing it, even though we're about to like kind of go round two with it. It definitely was the biggest Australian crowd that we've ever played to, for sure.
Really?
It's unfreaking real, man.
Yeah, biggest we've seen in this country.
Sea of people, and they were so loud, just earpiece.
I couldn't imagine there being more people there. Like
Yeah.
it looked like it
Yeah.
touched the full boundary
That's
of the
wild.
festival. It was just
Yeah.
just a beautiful sight, and it was a really welcoming crowd. They were ready to go from the start. Yeah, terrific experience. Like I think it's going to sink in this week because we've obviously we had the day off yesterday to just kind of relax, and then we're still thinking about today,
Yeah.
and then I think we're going to have 5 days off, and it's really going to sink in. Like wow, those 2 shows were really special, and there's still one to come, which is just awesome. And
That's awesome.
we get to finish it at home too. So.
It's hard to like be in the moment doing what you're doing, but also like having that like that process, and you're like, wow, like we're doing this. Like,
Yeah.
Look at what we're a part of. Look at what we're doing right now. Like having that like that reality moment, but also while trying to give that show. Like you don't want to be. I find myself when we play shows like at like festivals like this where I'll stand there like.
You have to just soak it in.
It's incredible.
I always find like the whole first song, I'm just like waiting for one of these boys to turn around and catch my eye so and go, it's happening.
Yeah.
Me and you always have some moment in the set where we're like, here we go, baby, let's go. Like it's on right now.
You guys had a massive year last year.
Yeah.
It's huge. And, it's cool to see because, been following you guys for a long, long time, and just those humble beginnings to you quickly becoming one of the biggest, modern metal bands around.
Thank you,
It's
man.
wild.
Thank you very much for that.
It
I
is
appreciate
fucking
that very
cool.
much.
Like, seeing how hard you guys have worked and pushed through. Have you been really taking time, like you said, to soak that up?
The good thing is it's like it was a big year last year, but we had a couple of like decent breaks that were like a couple of months long, which is not always
really
common for
helped.
us.
Yeah.
Like it was still a busy year, but I don't think we felt like by the end of the year, I think we realized what our balance looks like.
Yeah.
And those months that we had, 2 months at a time, like I really value that now when I'm home for 2 months. I'm like, I'm not just ticking away in my, in the early days, I was just counting down on the next tour.
Yeah.
We were working in factories and call centers and shit, and I was like, get me the fuck out of here and stick me in the van.
Yeah,
I
the
want to
van.
go. And now it's like, now funnily enough, even though it's more comfortable to tour, like touring's gotten a lot better. We get to have buses and stuff. Like, so the tours are way more enjoyable. And I still really look forward to them, but I value my time at home in a different way because it's just like, I think we value taking care of ourselves more now. And we have like, we have long-term partners, and like Jaymes about to be a dad. Like, it's like family.
Bro, number one.
Sorry, did I just steal your thunder? It's already public, so.
Yeah, so number one.
My first child. Like I got a stepdaughter, Tori's daughter, and I look at her like she's, I love her like she's my own kid.
Yeah.
you know, kind of. I already have a daughter, but yeah, this is me. Thank you very much, mate.
Bro, that's
Metal
awesome.
dads, metal dads.
I guess my own biological number one is on the way. Yes, that's correct.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Have you got kids?
I don't know.
No?
Look, it's one of those things. But I got married a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
and my wife's here today, which is awesome. I'm really excited. Jamie's partner's here as well. It's awesome. Like, I mean, we have a really nice little band family, and it's just like now
awesome.
it's you know, we're getting into that place where we're able to prioritize both our home life and our life on the road, because there was a time when everything was sacrificed for this band, and it's like we still place this as like our biggest priority in a lot of ways, but now we're finding the balance.
It's our number one job. Like,
it
is now, like.
But like, and now it's what puts the food on the table for the family. But it's like, but at the same time, it's like we're learning to kind of give a bit more balance to everything, and because we're able to now. Back then there was no ability to balance.
We were trying to find that balance, and it's like, you know, things come up that like it's like I have to go away to be able to make the money to be home to do this. You know, it's you feel like there was times where we probably felt like, at least I know we've all probably felt it, where you feel like stretched between like what you feel is the right thing to do and maybe what maybe not or something, but.
Especially
very grateful to be in the position that we're in now.
Being able to not take every single, not just because we're asked to do something, to feel obliged, like to be selective and make sure that we only, you know, we've been through a lot as a band, and you know, it's like at this stage, we don't want to be anywhere where someone's going, I wish we weren't here right now. It's like I wish I was at home. It's like we just want to make sure that we're all excited to be doing what we're doing, and that it's happy, because now we have to actively make that choice, and I think it's becoming a little bit it's easy to carry, you know. I love it. I'm really happy with where we're at right now.
Do you guys remember that moment where you didn't have to go to the factory? The moment where you're like, there's a transition over from I have to balance a full-time job, this band that's starting to pick up, like that's difficult as it is, because you got to have real good bosses to be like, hey man, I got to take some time off because we've just been offered this sick tour or this sick show, and it's not always easy.
I mean, for me, I only really stopped working a job outside the band this past year, just gone.
Wow.
You know, which has been a lot to adjust to, because the job has very much helped me. Just I crave a schedule, I crave routine. So like, not working has been a lot. Like finding a lot of time to be doing anything that I can do, and I'm like, I feel. All I've done, like since I was 14, I've had a job.
Yes.
Between tours, I made, you know, if I'd leave a job because I wasn't able to go on tours, like, right, well, here's my resignation. Go to the tour, come home, try and find another job. They won't let me go on tour, right? Here's my resignation. Go on tour, come back home, find another job. Like, I was fortunate out of the guys. I started working at Rick's parents' like family business that they had for about 5 to 7 years, up until the end of the year prior when it shut down. Like I had a stable job to come back to, which was really great. And a lot of the guys over the years had been like, you guys were working in a call center all together for a time, and then you guys have...
Yeah, I mean, it's that weird thing, right? Like in the early days of the band is making negative money all the time. So it's like, in the very early days, we are literally working jobs to put that money into the band, and like, and there's no return for years, you know? And it's like, people would be asking us, like, you know, you have like your family and stuff asking,
what are you
how much
doing?
money are you making on this tour? And you're like, money?
Like,
what's that?
I'm paying to be here, basically.
Yeah.
But and you know, we as a band we've always funded all of our records ourselves. And like through the business, or in the early days, we were literally saving up money to make the albums. You know, everybody save up $3,000 right now, and it's like, or you know, we'd have to take loans out from our parents and pay them back if we weren't ready in time. We were just so lucky to have really supportive families and stuff. But then over the time, it goes from, you know, eventually the band reaches a stage where everybody is getting paid a little bit of money, and then you wind down your external hours of other work a little bit, and it starts to transition. The ratio changes, and then I remember a distinct moment. We got back from like the Architects, I think it was the Architects Europe and UK tour. Yeah. And at that point, I hadn't worked in like 2.5 months for the, I was doing like a customer service call center job. And I got back and I was like, they were like, are you gonna come back in? And I was like, I've just realized that if I do, I don't know if we'll finish the album. So I was kind of like, all right, I'm gonna live off like, I learned
gonna make do.
I learned to scrape by and pay my rent off what the band was paying us at the time, which was, you know, it was very humble. But like we just got by, and then over time, I remember having that thought then and going, I don't think I ever want to have a boss again. That's like, that was, that was like, my plan at that moment was to only live off music and whatever personal business ventures I might decide to do. That's it. So, and then when that was all looking good, and then COVID happened. But then during COVID, I did a lot of music teaching, drum teaching online, which was really helpful. But I mean, the band's been full time in a loose sense for a long time, but nowadays we're just really fucking privileged that what we've done has worked out and everything's paid off, and all those years of sinking our own personal money and time in for years and years and years has finally led us to the stage where we do have a career, and that is something that I still have to stop and take stock of, honestly. Like, it's as much a blessing, like, it's just as important as that feeling of being up on the stage and looking out and seeing all those people and going, I'm lucky to be on this stage. You also have to go, I'm lucky that this is my job.
Yeah,
like, it's still an amazing thing to say, you know?
Man, that's a dream, eh? It's a dream. Because I know about being broke and throwing all your money into the band. You're like, we need some merch. Ah, fuck.
Yeah, everybody cough up some cash.
And
like
some OT and some weekend shifts.
We're like scraping it in. But you know, you got to do what you got to do. But of course, Fatalism, incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Very proud of that.
You know, from us and the whole team, you know, we got to hear it. You know, when it dropped a bit early, and we were all discussing about how fucking amazing it is, and it seemed like it was just that moment when you're watching people win. You know,
thank you.
When you see people, like, you're like, this is it. This is gonna happen, and it's been amazing seeing your journey since. Like, you're breaking new ground, and as I said before, like, you know, you're one of those bands that's on the forefront of this new generation of metal, and it's exciting. Are you feeling that with the record? Did it feel like that?
I mean, it's cool to be part of that conversation.
Yeah.
To see ourselves among these other bands in these conversations, in this, and like you know, this record has. I feel like every record it seemingly has been like that, and this record just really kind of. It feels like it's kind of solidified that for us. You know? Like, as an Australian band, as an international band as well.
Yes. I think particularly overseas, it felt like, you know, I think getting to that stage of getting a third full-length album out, doing, you know, what was, I guess, our second or third, like, headline tours in Europe and America. We feel more established, and we're at the stage where in Europe and America we're able to play...
Things doing its thing.
Yeah, we're able to play nice theatres and instead of small clubs.
Yeah.
And that was really gratifying, and going, okay, we're not a baby band over here anymore. Yeah. We're able to put on the type of show that we want to, because you can be really limited when you're stuck in the smaller rooms. And, and we love small room shows, but it's just... It was so reassuring with this record to feel like we'd broken through a new ceiling. Yeah. I mean, it was strange though, because obviously it came out during the most tumultuous time in our whole band's history. You know, just after losing our best friend, and it was strange. There was a lot on our minds at the time, and I don't know if we really got to necessarily like process all of the impact. But I mean, there's, you know, playing the Horden and playing the Margaret Court Arena and stuff like that. You know, that was definitely. That stuck with us. Like, it was definitely a sign. It was such a blur
at the time, I feel, and it wasn't until after that tour was done that, like, the weight of those shows really, like, kicked in.
Yeah, I mean, we were so focused on, like, A, putting on the best show possible, and B, just, like, keeping each other afloat during this time when we're all crying on stage every day.
Pretty much,
just like
human being at that time we were.
We were having, like, the most... It was like an emotional roller coaster. Like, we were so happy to be on stage. Like, we were having the best time on stage, and we were smiling at each other, but then we'd also be crying in the next minute. And it was just... I think that taught us a lot, though, of, like, what we can get through as performers. And it was so important to us to, like, you know, to commemorate Ryan in the best way that we could, and we knew that doing those shows was the right thing to do. But I mean, what you're saying about metal at the moment, it's like metal's just having a great moment in general.
Yes,
it's huge. I mean, when you look at the bands that have blown up in the past couple of years in a way that's like completely unprecedented. Yeah, like I can't even compare it to anything from past decades. It's impossible. Like, when you look at what, you know, some of our friends like Bad Omens and Sleep Token and Spirit Box and stuff, Lorna Shore, like what bands like those have accomplished in the last few years, and that rapid rise, it's like, it's so inspiring, and it's great to see not only happen to bands that are talented but are great people, and for us to feel like we're a little part of that world and that movement in any way is just awesome. So
yeah, absolutely,
it's a great time to be in a metalcore band.
I think something's going to happen. One thing I did want to ask you guys about, because I saw something popped up the other day, and I was like, they've dropped a new single.
Oh no, this happens once a month.
This happens with my band too, man.
so
What's your band called?
Snake Mountain.
Snake Mountain.
There's
Yeah.
another Snake Mountain?
Yeah, yeah, but we get it all the time. People go, what the hell is that? And it's like, that's not us.
We've had like some Latin traditional music
Yeah.
go up on our Spotify. We've had some a lot of EDM.
Happens so often that like we message our team like, yeah, we're on it. We're sorry. Like,
Yeah.
well, like, it's not that they're sorry. It's just
Yeah.
Spotify doesn't do their job properly. Like someone in Spotify is just Polaris. There we go. Like,
It's gone.
Yeah.
Clearly, like
It was.
like, I think you'd be listening to music and going, "Oh, this is not this band, right?"
It's gotten to the stage now when one comes up, I just screenshot it and I send it to one of the guys at our label, and I just caption it another one.
Another one.
No more context.
I don't even have to put
Or
that.
it happened again, lol. It's just
Oh,
like that's
man.
how it is. It's a regular part of being in Polaris, and we kind of like. Actually, I remember one time posting online, like, you know, we had one of these happen, and we got like 50 kids tweeting at us going, excuse me, is this you guys? What's going on? Have you changed your sound? And I was like, if you don't realize that this is like a monthly occurrence for Polaris, then you haven't been here long enough. Like, this is part and parcel of being a Polaris
So
fan.
you didn't write Universal Love featuring Amanda Lundstrud?
You know what? I wish I did.
Yeah, well, look, sorry to burst your bubble on that one, mate. It's not
Oh,
us.
mate, I was like, this is what is going on?
We support the message, though. Universal love.
Universal
Yeah,
love.
that's it.
Yeah. So just so you know, kids, it's
just
not
so,
them.
It's so funny though, because like when they see the artwork, and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all of our artwork has been fairly consistent over the last few
Yeah.
years, and the
Makes no
artwork.
sense.
I'm just like, do you really have to ask at this point? Like, I got to the point where I'm just kind of like, guys, if we put out a song, we'll fucking tell you.
Yeah.
We're gonna make a big deal out of it. We're not just gonna.
Just gonna let it slide. Like,
Yeah. Or you could just do
No
covers.
one will notice it.
You should do a covers album of all those songs that have been incorrectly put in here, so that it's
funny.
like
That'd
an
be
EP
really
where
big
it's a
fuck
stuff.
you to all these
All I can say is, I hope those artists. I hope the artists are. I hope they're enjoying the extra plays that they get for a couple of days from our
Yeah,
fans.
they're like, yeah. I'm in the Polarises.
Yeah, big spike on day
Yeah.
one just from like metal kids.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
who knows?
Hey, you
Yeah.
never know. Yeah. But of course, I mean, what do you got coming up? You got heaps of stuff coming up, like Grass Pop in
Yes.
Belgium in June.
Very excited.
That's
Very,
monstrous.
very excited to go back over to Europe.
Yeah, we love that. It's
Hit some festivals we haven't played before, but been dreaming of. Like we're doing Rock Am Ring, Rock in Park.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which is
man.
freaking wild. I am so
That is wild.
excited.
That might have been like the first really giant festival I remember watching on YouTube
It
and
was
stuff, like Avenged
Rock Am Ring,
Sevenfold
Grass
videos.
Pop are the two big ones for me. I remember.
Yeah, Grass Pop
Searching
too.
all my favorite bands like at Grass Pop at the whatever year it was.
Avenged Sevenfold, Lamb of God, like Billy Talent,
Slipknot,
like oh my
100% there, like,
Slipknot.
yeah.
Oh my God, like yeah, it's still again one of those things where you have to stop and go, I'm doing the thing that I watched on YouTube when I was 14.
Yeah.
This
Wild.
is crazy. Like it's amazing to see your name on that lineup even, and getting over there is completely overwhelming. But I think it's good that you get to do a batch of them though, because
Yeah.
if it was just one, it'd be kind of terrifying. But you get to kind of get in the flow of it before you know it. The festivals start to be a little bit comfortable. This will be our third Europe festival season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's such a cool time over there because like when you're playing multiple different festivals as well, like the lineups vary every day, and you'll cross over with a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
And then you'll also meet a bunch of new friends, and then every second year, basically, we go back and do that summer circuit, and it'll be a little bit the same, a little bit different, and you see some of the same people, and it's like. It's something you can always look forward to. Like, just knowing that that's coming up, it's always going to be a great time.
Big party time.
Yeah, it can be a party time.
Yeah.
We try to take good care of ourselves. Though, stay in show condition. But I think we've got some really exciting side shows for that, which we won't tell you any details on yet. But that will be.
Come
we're
on,
very
mate.
excited
Look, it's
about
just
that.
you.
Nah, top secret, confidential. There's spies everywhere, man. I
Is
can't trust
there?
anyone. Yeah. Nah, it's
No. All right. Keep your secrets. Just keep recording, all right? I'll get it out.
No, we're very psyched.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So good to hear. And of course, new music that isn't Universal Love. Are we?
We're working. We're just working. It's just we don't have any like I'll straight up tell you we don't have anything secretly recorded and mastered waiting to come out. So don't get too excited about
Okay.
that. There's not some surprise drop coming next month.
'Cause this
If there
always
was
happens.
this, if there was,
Yeah.
If there
This always
was,
happens.
this would be the best bluff.
Yeah.
But no, it's we're working really hard on stuff. We've been writing, and just getting in the swing of it, because we did do quite a bit of riding last year, but we didn't put a lot of pressure on ourselves because it was, again, you know, everything, we were still kind of freshly going through a lot of stuff, and the year got a little complicated at times, and so it was just a matter of being like, I mean, I think one of the most important things for us nowadays is trying not to make riding too high pressure of a thing.
Yeah.
And not, you know, we still have the same expectations of ourselves, or even higher, but I think just not forcing ourselves to get in a room together 4 days a week during all the time when we're home in between tours, because it just gets to the point where all we've done is see each other. Like, all we've done is be in rooms playing guitars, and before every day starts to melt together. And getting together to write when you're not excited for it isn't a good idea. So, like, you know, we drew some blood from stones a lot of times, but I think now it's really important that we kind of do it more in batches. Like, we'll take like week-long riding retreats. We just did one down in Wollongong a couple of weeks ago. And it's just really fun because it's, you know, I think there's a big difference between riding at home versus riding away somewhere, because when you're at home, someone's going to be an hour late. Someone's going to be have to leave half an hour early. Jamie might have to go pick up Libby. So I'm late because I went to the gym. We go out to get lunch.
So it's a bit disjointed. Like,
it just slips away too easily, and you can also, it's very, it becomes samey, and it's just hard to be focused when you're thinking about, oh, I need to do this on the way home, or I got to drop in and grab groceries and stuff. Like, there's just more going on. Whereas when we're there for a week, and it's like, well, we're all going to sit up until like at least fucking midnight working on this stuff, and we're all in it together, and there's nothing else that matters this week. That's a really nice place to be. So I think those have become a really cool thing for us.
Man, that's unreal. So thanks so much for hanging out, boys.
Very welcome. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's been really cool just riffing and talking, and you know, and it's good to see you just crushing it.
Thank you.
Just fucking getting out there and killing it, hey.
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. We're going to have all the links down here in the show notes, and remember, no universal love. All right, it's not their song.
Womp, womp.
Listen for the cover. We'll see you soon.
Cheers.